A Few Words About Grace by William R. Newell, who lived from 1868 to 1956. The nature of grace. Grace is God acting freely, according to his own nature, as love in view of the cross. Grace, therefore, is uncaused in the recipient, as its cause lies wholly in the giver, in God. Grace cannot act where there is either skill or ability. Grace does not help. It is absolute. It does all. There being no cause in the creature why grace should be shown, the creature is brought off from trying, giving way to God's grace. The discovery by the creature that he is truly the object of divine grace works the utmost humility. For the receiver of grace is brought to know his own unworthiness and his inability to attain worthiness, yet he finds himself blessed on another principle, outside of himself. Therefore, flesh has no place in the plan of grace. This is the great reason why grace is hated by the proud natural mind of man. But for this very reason, the believer rejoices, for he knows that in him, that is, in his flesh, is no good thing, and yet he finds that God gladly received him, just as he is. Our place under grace. We are accepted in Christ, who is our standing. We are not on probation. As to our sin, it does not exist before God. We died at the cross, and Christ is our life. Grace is not withdrawn, for God knew all the human exigencies beforehand. His action was independent of them, not dependent upon them. The failure of devotion does not cause the withdrawal of grace, as it would under law. Things discovered under grace. To hope to be better is to fail to see yourself in Christ only. To be disappointed with yourself is to have believed in yourself. To be discouraged is unbelief as to God's purpose and plan for you. To be proud is to be blind, for we have no standing before God in ourselves. Real devotion to God arises, not from man's will to show it, but from the discovery that blessing has been received from God while we were yet unworthy. To proclaim devotion first and blessing second is to reverse God's order and preach law, not grace. The law made man's blessing depend on devotion. Grace confers undeserved, unconditional blessing. Our devotion may follow, but does not always do so in proper measure.